Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Bad news for both Call of Duty Mobile fans and Delta Force Mobile players. One game is getting a very small test server with almost no major surprises, while the other has suddenly sparked massive Unreal Engine 5 discussions. But there's one feature everyone was waiting for that's still missing. So what's really happening? Let's break it all down. There are a lot of rumors floating around right now, but here's everything we know so far. Let's start with Call of Duty Mobile. The Season 7 Chinese test server registration officially opened on July 3rd and will remain available until July 26th. Based on previous test server schedules, the actual test server will most likely go live around 2 to 3 days after the registration period ends. Now here's the important part. Because the Season 7 update itself is expected to release near the end of July, this test server is not expected to include a huge amount of new content. Instead, most of the content will likely focus on balance changes and stability testing. So if you're expecting massive reveals, brand new gameplay systems, or a huge amount of fresh content, your expectations should probably stay realistic. However, there are still a few things that could appear. There's a possibility that one older weapon receives a full rework. A brand new weapon could also be introduced. We may also see lighting improvements for one multiplayer map to improve its visual quality. Apart from that, don't expect too many major additions. Most of the bigger content is currently expected to arrive with Season 8 instead of Season 7. So yes, this test server looks like it's mainly preparing the game for future updates rather than delivering something massive right now. Now let's move over to Delta Force Mobile. The latest Delta Force test server has officially gone live, and this is where things become very interesting. Players quickly noticed something unexpected. The PC version now appears to be running on Unreal Engine 5. That immediately started a huge discussion across the Chinese community. But before everyone gets too excited, there's one very important detail. Right now, there is still no official confirmation that the mobile version has also switched to Unreal Engine 5. At the moment, we simply don't know whether the mobile build is using the new engine or if it's still running on the previous one. So until the developers officially confirm it, this should be treated as speculation. Now for the biggest disappointment. Battle Royale is still missing from this test server. Yes, a brand new map has been added, but this is not a Battle Royale map. Many players were hoping this test would finally include the BR mode, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Still, the Chinese community continues claiming that Delta Force Mobile is moving toward Unreal Engine 5. And if those claims eventually turn out to be true, one question immediately comes to everyone's mind. What about Black Hawk Down? Can it actually be played on mobile? That's probably the biggest question fans are asking right now. But here's where reality kicks in. Black Hawk Down is an extremely demanding experience. Simply switching to Unreal Engine 5 doesn't automatically make it possible on smartphones. As one community member jokingly said, if you want Black Hawk Down on your phone, first figure out how to fit a host-grade GPU onto that tiny piece of PCB. In other words, high-end visuals alone aren't enough. The game would require massive optimization, lower polygon assets, and countless technical compromises before something like that could realistically run on mobile hardware. According to that community discussion, creating those optimized versions would require an enormous amount of development work, and it's not something that can simply happen overnight. So while Unreal Engine 5 certainly sounds exciting, it doesn't automatically guarantee that every PC experience will suddenly become available on mobile devices. For now, we'll have to wait for official confirmation from the developers regarding the mobile engine and any future plans for Black Hawk Down. Until then, the Season 7 COD Mobile test server looks relatively small, while Delta Force Mobile continues to raise more questions than answers. The next few weeks should give us a much clearer picture of where both games are heading. Thank you for watching, Legends. Stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.